NearlyDanish.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So this is mock test 6. All right, so in 1953, there was a referendum, and the question was whether or not they could change Grundlov, and most Danes voted yes for that. All right, Gosh, let me talk about this while people are here. So Gosh was asking, why is it that he has completed chapter 3 and he's only seeing 20%? Now, the reason is this. 20% is, sorry, you only get to 100% when you completed chapter 3 5 times. Why? Okay, so the question is why? The reason is, if you look in the Facebook group, right, you will see that I've written here, let me find this. The secret sauce to passing the test is this. Get familiar with the questions. Make sure you go through all the quizzes more than once. Okay, until you are consistently scoring 80% and above, then rinse and repeat. Reading the book becomes easier as you go through the quizzes and vice versa. In the end, you'll be surprised that you know more about Denmark than your home country. Okay, that's why. All right, so I've set it up that you cannot get 100% up until you've done this 5 times. And by the time you've done this 5 times, it becomes second nature. And by the time you go to the test, you're going to have the answer to like thousands of questions in your head. And it makes the test super easy for you. All right. We're moving on. Next one. Noah, do whatever is more comfortable for you, reading or listening. But if you ask me, I'd say doing the quizzes is more important. So please start doing the quizzes ASAP. Don't wait until you've read the whole book. All right. Yes, 181.4 centimeters, the average height of Danish men that were born in 1996. So 13 people got that wrong. Now you know what you don't know. This mock test it'll be well, I won't say slightly difficult, but it has more new questions. So more questions that have never been asked before than the previous ones. And if you haven't been practicing, you're probably not going to do well in this, but don't feel bad. You're just going to figure out what you don't know. For the people that have been practicing, and I can see all of them in the top 5, except I don't know who Xmas is, so that's a new name. Let's see if you lost in the top 5. We have 43 questions to go. Right, so it is the government that makes the most suggestions for new laws in Folketing. On to the next one. So Trajan is now number 1, Lilia 2, Peanut, Sassy, and Xmas. DAH is the highest climber, up 28 places.
Great job.
How often does this event happen? Okay, so This event happens twice a week, Wednesday and Sunday at 8 p.m. without fail on Zoom. Okay? So come for the next one if you can. And by the way, if there are new players here tonight, I will show you. Actually, let me just show you now. When we're done with this session, go to nearlydanish.com and click on, you'll see this tab that says Kahoot. Click on players. Okay? When you click on players, this is going to load up, hopefully in not too long. Come on, don't fail me now, man. There's loads of players now. That's why the thing is damn slow. Anyways, you're gonna see a list like this. Now, search for your name on the list. And if you see your name on this list, right, that means you have a profile, okay? Now, for someone like Gosh, you can see his profile is here. Click on it, and you will see all the work that you need to do. Okay? So that's it. Moving on. On to the next one. Well, if two players sign in with the same name, use a different name. Or try and pick a name that's unique. All right, like I said, today is going to be full of questions that you've never seen before. If you haven't been practicing, you're not going to do too well. But I did this on purpose, okay? For you to find out your knowledge gaps. Moving on to the next one. All right, we're beginning to see people that have been practicing. Everybody here is in the gold league, I think. All right, 4 players reached an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
Next one. All right, so Arbeiders Bevægelsen started in 1870. On to the next one. Static top 5 already. The elite players are showing up. 4 players reached an answer streak of 4.
Great job.
Next one. Noah, you don't have to sign in. Your name is just going to show up, okay? Just make sure you use the same name all the time. This was a good question. Round of applause. All right, only 4 players got this wrong. This is a frequently asked question, meaning that this is a question that has shown up many times on previous tests, and it's a question that you must know the answer to. All right, so Anna is now in the top 5. PJ is the highest climber, up 4 places. Next one. Read the question slowly before you answer. All right, not bad. You have to be a Danish citizen. You have to be at least 18 years old, and you have to live in Denmark. Well, in the Danish Commonwealth, which is Greenland, Denmark, or the Faroe Islands. 6 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. All right, so Peanut fell out. The moment we have Treyan, Titan, Fazakas, Lilia, and Xmas. Xmas is back again. Lilia has the highest answer streak of 7.
She's on fire.
Next one. Frequently asked question as well. Anders Fogh Rasmussen, former prime minister that became the NATO general secretary. Wow, I'm surprised. Train, you got that wrong. Anyways, 10 players have reached an answer streak of 5.
Great job.
Next one. Never seen this before. Right, so the nearness principle in a Danish democracy. So the commune decides how to solve local problems. 22 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. So fix that knowledge gap. Like I said, a lot of these questions are questions that you wouldn't have seen before if you haven't been practicing. All right, 5 players reached an answer streak of 4. Read the question slowly in the Kahoot and in the actual test. All right, so in 1973, a protest party called the Progress Party, or Fremskrittspartiet, got into parliament. Coincidentally, well, not coincidentally, but this was the mother party for Dansk Folkeparti. Pia Kjærsgaard used to be a member of this party, and she left the party, formed Dansk Folkeparti, and the rest is history. All right, so more than half of you got this wrong. This is a major knowledge gap. So please plug this knowledge gap. Next one. All right, so Peanuts is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
All right, next one. AMR, don't pay attention to the colors, man, because you're going to end up messing yourself up that way. Next one. And exactly what I was talking about right now. The color, the correct answer is not always blue. So please do not pay attention to the colors. Don't try and predict the answer based on color patterns and stuff like that. Read the question slowly, read the answer slowly, and then you go ahead and answer. Okay? On to the next one. Okay. Andre is back with an answer streak of 3.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. All right, round of applause. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how many people get this right. Right, so there's 18 islands, the Faroe Islands. 22 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
Static top 5. Lee is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
She's on fire.
Excellent.
Next one. Right, so Gunlong was changed and Landstingel was abolished. Should I explain this? So back in the day, there used to be, in the Danish parliament, there used to be Folketing and Landsting, and it's similar to what they have in the UK called the House of Lords and the House of Commons. And the House of Lords, which is Landsting, was occupied by mostly rich people, so people that owned land. And that was removed in 1953. On to the next one. Xmas is at number 1. Wow. Wow! Who is Xmas? This was a tough round. 11 players lost their answer streak of 3. Sorry, guys. On to the next one.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how many of you get this right. By the way, if you're not doing well at this, don't feel bad, okay? Don't get frustrated and leave. Stay, figure out what you don't know, and then plug your knowledge gap later when it shows up on your profile. All right, so the agreement was made in 1951 between the US and Denmark on military cooperation. 28 people got this wrong. Like I said, this is not going to be an easy test. Okay, I deliberately made this harder than usual so that people figure out what they don't know. And if you're not doing well, it means that you have to practice. You have 31 days. Okay, so it's exactly a month. So by this time in 1 month, you would have taken the test. Make sure that you make it worth it by practicing. Okay, next one. Don't feel bad. You're better off not doing well in the Kahoot than not doing well in the test. All right, round of applause. For the 4 people that got this wrong, now you know what you don't know. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
All right, next one. 4 players just hit an answer streak of 13.
Uh-oh.
Right. People got this wrong, 24. Not too bad. Next one. Plug your knowledge gaps. Safi is back with an answer streak of 3.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. Called Grönlands Landsrat. 35 people got this wrong. This was a tough one.
Now you know what you don't know.
All right, so we have Dracula, number 1, Houston, number 3, Trainer, number 3, Steph, 4, and Xmas at 5. All these names except Xmas are in the Gold League. I know for a fact that these guys have been practicing a lot. 6 players just hit an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
On to the next one. Albert Oskrin, so the 30-Year War. How many people got this wrong? 22 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. We're getting towards the halfway point. This is a brand new question. This was just added to the book in August 2023. From the literature part of the book, chapter 5. And like I mentioned before, a lot of new questions come from chapter 5. So the probability of this new information that was added to the book showing up on the test is quite high. So please have a look at that section. All right, a lot of you failed that, even the old timers. Only Houston, Trey, and Steph and Ceci got these points. Anyways, at the moment we have Houston, Trey, and Steph, Xmas, and Ceci. This was a combo breaker. 5 players lost the answer streak with 4. Sorry, guys. Right, so he was the longest reigning king up until this year, when Queen Margaret II took over that record, and he was king for 60 years. All right, so Steph is out. Sonia is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
She's on fire. Great job.
We're almost at the halfway point.
Uh-oh.
From the beginning of the 1960s, Denmark began to export more from industry than from agriculture. I told you guys this was going to be a tough one. Just hang in there, okay? This is just showing you your weak spots. I put in a whole bunch of new questions in there. Just to prepare for the worst, or to simulate the worst. That's what this is. It's a simulation of the test. Okay? So I tried to simulate the worst case scenario, so that you experience it here and you don't have to experience it on the day of the test. Okay, so please go and practice. All this is showing you is that you need to practice more. All right. Rue is back with an answer streak of 3, and she's on fire.
She's on fire.
Excellent.
We are at the halfway point now. You've seen this before. All right, you have to be at least 16 years old to buy beer and wine in Denmark. 22 people got that wrong. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
10 players reached an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
We're past the halfway point. Lily is asking, how can we identify the sections in the book? It's all on your profile, okay? Actually, what do you mean? You mean in the Kahoot? You can't. And you can't do that on the actual test either. So the Kahoot is a simulation of the test. On the test, they don't tell you what questions are from what part of the book. They just ask you the question and you have to give an answer. And that's the same thing we're doing here. All right, on to the next one. Well, the part of the book that was added, I posted something on Facebook that showed the differences between the previous book and the new book. So have a look in the Facebook group. It's all there. All right, so Momo is the highest climber, up 4 places.
Great job.
Houston is at number 1, Tran 2, Xmas 3, Sassy and Dracula 4 and 5. Next one, question number 25. $15,000 people died of the Spanish flu in Denmark around World War I. Okay. Deepak is the highest climber, up 7 places.
Great job.
Got 20 questions to go. You've seen this before. About 70%. 75% actually. All right, so Tran is back at number 1.
Wow!
Xmas at number 2, Sassy 3, Houston fell all the way to number 4, and Dracula at number 5. Zangi is back with an answer streak of 3, and
Oh my! He's on fire!
next one. Right, it's Mullahoy. I think people got this wrong. 21. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
Mercy is back in the game with 3 in a row.
She's on fire. Great job.
Next one.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how you guys doing this. I think this is a no-brainer, but let's see. All right, round of applause. Almost perfect score. So it's definitely not cars or planes, so it's got to be carrying aids. On to the next one. Okay, static top 5.
Static top 5.
Mavs is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. You've seen this before. Hopefully you all get this right so I can give you an explosion. This is a frequently asked question, so it's one of the questions you must know the answers to. Okay? All right. So 4 people got this wrong. You must know the answer to this question. Please. Okay? You must know the answer to this question. All right, on to the next one. Static top 5. LK is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Great job.
On to the next one. You know this as well. Also frequently asked question. All right, so 6 people got this wrong. Well,
Now you know what you don't know.
get it right the next time. You must know the answer to this. So the referendum was in 1972. Majority voted yes, and in 1973, Denmark joined the European community at the time, and that turned into the European Union later on. 6 players have reached an answer streak of 7.
Excellent.
At the moment, we have Trajan, Xmas, Sassy, Houston, and Dracula in the top 5. We have 15 questions to go. All right, so there doesn't have to be a definite number of ministers in any government. All right, so 16 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Get it right the next time. This was a combo breaker. Sorry, guys. You've seen this before if you've been practicing. All right, round of applause. Only 5 people got that wrong. We are coming to the end of the history part of the book. Right. So Copenhagen was inaugurated in 2019, so that's about 4 years ago. Way more than half of you got this wrong. This is a major weak spot. This is from chapter 5. So please plug that knowledge gap. I could tell that there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge gaps. That just shows me that you have not been practicing. Please, please, for your own sake, put in the work for your own sake so that you don't waste your money on the 29th, okay? Next one. All right. Lonnie is the highest climber, up 7 places.
Excellent.
2 more questions for the history section. You already know the answer to this. Hopefully. All right, 1924, first female minister. Her name was Nina Bang, and she was undervisningsminister. All right. How many people got this wrong? 13. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
We have a static top 5 at the moment. We have Trajan, Xmas, Sassy, and Dracula, and SAJ. Houston is out. Harry is the highest climber, up 4 places.
Great job.
Last history question.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so almost half of you got this wrong. 40 people got this right. All right, let's have a look at that top 5 again. Houston is back. 3 players have reached an answer streak of 13.
Excellent.
So top 5 is looking like Trajan, Xmas, Sassy, Dracula, and Houston. I've never seen Xmas, so it's always nice to see a new name. Round of applause to you. All right, so we're moving into current affairs. We will be discussing the themes. All right, so the theme of this is an anniversary, in this case, a birthday. This birthday is major because Christian now becomes of legal age, so he can vote, he can buy strong alcohol, and a whole bunch of other things. And this is the Crown Prince, Christian, so Frederick and Mary's son. All right. 17 people got this wrong. The theme here is major anniversaries, okay? All right, static top fives. Ceci has a streak with 32 correct answers in a row.
Wow!
Well done.
Great job.
All right, next one. Okay, so the Sydney Opera House celebrated 50 years on the 20th of October. The theme here is also a major anniversary, in this case, a multiple of 10. All right, so a whole bunch of you guys got this wrong. I'm guessing you've not been keeping an eye on the news. This is the current affairs section, okay? So these are questions that are not based on the reading material. All right, so there has been a reshuffling. So Ceci is now at the top, Trajan 2, Xmas 3, Dracula 4, and Peanut at 5. 7 players just hit an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
Next one. Someone asked a question about this. So hopefully most of you get this right. Right, so the former leader of Venstre and also the former vice stats minister decided to quit politics in October. So he's no longer the leader of Venstre, and he's no longer he was also the economy minister as well as the vice prime minister. He's no longer those things. He is leaving Danish politics for good, maybe, I don't know. The current affairs quizzes about the Danish government will be edited on the site, and his name will be removed from all those lists. There is no current leader of Venstre. They are still trying to decide. So if that happens within this month, it could be a potential question. All right, we're moving on. We've got static top 5.
Static top 5.
Tom is back with an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
All right, next one. China for Venstre. Talking about, oh. All right, so this was kind of a no-brainer. Jonas Vingegaard is definitely the world's best cyclist. He won Tour de France for the 2nd time in a row, and he was also given an award in France by a French newspaper called L'Equipe. I don't know if I said that right. And I think the event is called Vélo d'Or, kind of like Ballon d'Or for football. So it's like the biking version of Ballon d'Or. All right, we're moving. Oh, wait. I think we have one more. Okay, static top 5.
Static top 5.
Oh, by the way, the theme of that is a Dane, a Danish sports person or Danish national team or some Danish scientist or something doing well on the world stage. So Danish excellence on the world stage. That's the theme of that question. 11 players have reached an answer streak of 4.
Great job.
All right, we're moving on to the next one. Lucy, I cannot answer your question right now. We're in the middle of the quiz. The theme of this is famous dead people. Typo. I need to fix that. Pernilla Peterson. She was a singer and an actress. And yeah, she died of breast cancer recently. Very culturally relevant in Denmark. Is this going to show up on the test? Probably not, but it fits the theme, so it's in here. All right, so we're moving on to, what's the name of that thing? Danish values. At the moment, we have Ceci, Treyan, Xmas, Dracula, and Houston. 5 players just hit an answer streak of 5. All right, Danish values. All right, so a couple, the same gender can adopt a child in Denmark. All right, 2 people got that wrong. By the way this exam works is that you have to score at least 4 out of 5 Danish values correct in order to pass the exam. What does that mean? It means that you can get 100% on history and on current affairs, and if you fail 2 Danish values questions, you fail the whole test. So please read the questions slowly, make sure you understand. They're very simple questions. It's a no-brainer, and it's always yes or no. So read it, make sure you understand what the question is asking, then you go ahead and answer. All right, moving on to the next one. It's a static top 5.
Static top 5.
DJ is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
On to the next one. All right, so the answer is no. I'm not sure who got this wrong, but in Denmark, there is gender equality, and everything that applies to men also applies to women. There are no separate rules for men and women in Denmark. All right, next one. This top 5 is not budging, and I highly doubt it's going to budge up until the end of this. Moving on to the next one. You've seen this before. Yes, you will get thrown in jail if you commit crimes against the state in Denmark. But the 10 people that got this wrong, okay, let me say this. When you're in the test, okay, number 1, the test is not a Kahoot. Number 2, read the question slowly. Slowly, okay? Make sure you understand the question, then read the answers slowly. Make sure you understand the answers, and then you go ahead and answer. You have 1 minute per question, so that's more than enough time. And also another thing I would say is try and do it right the first time. Don't get nervous and then go and change the answers that you've already given. That has happened to a lot of people, and then they changed their answers and they ended up failing the test. This has happened to more than one person that I know. So please read the question slowly, read the answer slowly, then go ahead and answer. Moving on to the next one. All right, 49 players reached an answer streak of 3. Wow.
Wow!
All right, 2 questions to go. Well, I hope I'll get an explosion on this. Please, guys. Let's get at least one explosion tonight. Oh God. Okay, you cannot force people to get married, and obviously there's no child marriage in Denmark. Read and understand the question, okay? On to the next one. Static top 5, not budging.
Static top 5.
Let me see. We've got one more question to go. 4 players just hit an answer streak of 9.
Excellent.
All right, next one. Last one. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, I know. I made it tricky on purpose. So the question is, according to Danish law, can you practice? So basically, there's only one law in Denmark. You can't have, one law based on your religions and one law based on, the state. In Denmark, there's one law, okay? And that applies to everything that you're doing. Okay. Like I said before, today's Kahoot was hard. I know it was hard because I made it hard. And I did that on purpose, okay? To kind of shake you up and to kind of show you where you need to plug those knowledge gaps. Your knowledge gaps, basically, this is what I say all the time. For the people that are here for the first time, this is the first time you're hearing me say this. For the people that have not been here for the first time, you've heard me say this a whole bunch of times, okay? The remedy to this is practice, 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 practice. That's the remedy to all of this, is practice. There's no silver bullet, there's no shortcuts, it's practice, okay? And when you do the practice, you will be happy on the day of the test because you will be done quick and you will be happy. All right, podium. Trainer number 3. Houston at number 2, and I think Sassy at number 1, right? All right. Xmas 4 and Dracula at 5.
NearlyDanish.com.